Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Moin. Hello, people. As you can see, sorry, there's no Jelly tonight. He sends his regards, but he was not shutting up about a fire sale of some sort, so I had to kick him off the stream for tonight. Now, actually, he's not feeling that well. We've seen him on the weekend on the XLBS, and I think he deserves some rest. Also, that gives me the opportunity to talk about a subject that is near to my heart, which is Embracer Group fucking things up. But first of all, let's welcome everybody who's there. Tuffy, Dan Lee, Demon Sub, Dutch, Maldroth, Hazy Boy, Orinoco, Jill. Welcome all. Jerry is playing with Bad Dragon. That's a mental image. Yeah, I haven't had time to watch that playthrough yet. Dragon Sickness. Yeah, could be. Could be. Anybody who knows what I'm talking about when I'm talking about Bad Dragon is a dirty-minded person. Let's put it that way. So, how has anybody feel? Legion Fire said. Well, we can just jump right into it, can we? See? Embracer settles Asmodee with 900 million debt. Yeah. Not so fun. Demon Sub, knowing Bad Dragon from watching Big Live. That's a turnaround. So, Embracer, the locust of gaming industry that has been gobbling up studios of board games, video games, and everything that wasn't quick enough to hide, is in financial trouble. And now they are making themselves into 3 companies. One of them being Asmodee, and Asmodee is getting the bad end of the stick with a 900 million debt. That's bad. I'm not sure if Asmodee will be recovering from this. I hope so they will. But I'm a bit afraid about every licensing deal they have. Maybe some license are to be returned to their owners. And I'm sure as hell hoping there's nobody getting left behind. I actually went and sent an email to the press outlet for Asmodee Germany, and the only thing I got back was an automated reply that it could take up to 4 weeks until somebody would reply to my email. So, yeah. Yeah, and it's not only the Asmodee bubble. Embracer has been gobbling up video games studios left, right, and center. And here's the weird part. I looked actually at the Embracer website, and there's an open letter from the CEO talking the usual gobshite. But the splitting is an interesting one. So there will be Asmodee, which is the board games and all, and miniature games, which is the important bit. Coffee Stain and Friends, which will be the video games. And then there's Middle-earth Enterprises and Friends. So the biggest IP in all of it is getting an extra company. I somehow feel very badly about everything about this. Yeah, and the salary, and I mean, even not knowing the salary of this one CEO of, but the dividends that are paid to the people of Embracer Group that are just in for the money. That's, yeah. This can't end well. I'm guessing there will be more than one video game that will be cancelled that is almost done. Welcome, Dave. There will be multiple other games that are going to be shelved, board and video games, I'm guessing. So, yeah. Yeah, Joe, you're right. It's not surprising, especially since, as you pointed out, it's almost the exact amount of money that Embracer has failed to acquire from their investors. Yeah, Demon Sub, pretty much. It's a Unicron move. Oh, nothing special, just the usual, like, Embracer cutting loose Asmodee as one of 3 company strains, but adding 900 million in debt onto Asmodee. So everything Asmodee currently makes is now making profit just to get rid of the debt. And if I understand this article correctly by Timothy Linward, then Asmodee would be working the next 4 years just to get rid of the debt and not be making any money whatsoever. So yeah, not feeling too good about this. For years, if the sales continue to rise or at least stay at the level they are currently at, and well, that's a small world. You actually know the one who's writing this article. Well, yeah, that's interesting. I tried to understand the article and the press release from Asmodee in its entirety, but to be fair, that's so much legal mumbo jumbo that my limited understanding of the English language just goes out the window. It's since we're not looking at projects right now, let me pull you to the middle of the screen so I will be looking at you while we're talking. Yeah, Tuffy, that's not too not too far from what actually happened, I'm guessing. Asmodee, you're going to bend over and you're going to enjoy it. Well, let's be fair, Asmodee themselves have been doing similar things like Embracer had been before. They have been gobbling up gaming company after gaming company, uh, which wasn't a viable way of making business, in my opinion. But what do I know? Sort of Demon Up, yeah, but Bad Dragons all over again. Dutch, I'm not sure that people actually will have a chance to leave Asmodee. I mean, as far as I know, the German office is already quite understaffed, so this is a shoestring budget is thing that's coming to my mind all the time. For my part, know I will be continuing to buy the games I like. So that will be, this case, Star Wars Legion and potentially other games that they make. But yeah, if you're holding out on certain things that are on back order, you might as well now go and buy them while supply lasts. It's a terrible shame. And it makes me wonder if actually, and this was one of the questions I asked the Asmodee Germany team, if they actually had known about this, or if they had been notified the same time the press and the rest of the world was informed. Renegade Studios, that doesn't really ring a bell. Dave, yeah, that's actually a good point. I was a bit nervous about, do they even know what happened? Maybe it has been almost 24 hours since the press release was out, so potentially they know? Question mark. I'd really hate to be the bearer of bad news in that way, so yeah. Well, it, when a company gets restructured, usually this needs time communicating from up to down. So I'm guessing if they got told, it would have been close to the release of the press release. So might only be 1 or 2 days ahead. That's what Renegade Studio does. Murderoth, Transformers, G.I. Joe, and other Hasbro property RPGs. Yeah, that's probably why I never heard of them or couldn't put a finger on where to put them. Let me see if I can find something. I recognize the logo from somewhere. Oh, Heroescape. Okay, Vampire the Masquerade. Yeah, Robo Rally, that's the one I recognize. Yeah, so I've seen the logo at some point. It seems the usual way of doing business, in that people leaving one gaming company, either forming a new gaming company or just joining another studio. See Atomic Mass Games. I think the head of Atomic Mass Games was, and you may correct me on that, Private Press at some point. Yeah, I just hope this goes smoothly and doesn't cause too much trouble for the gaming side of things, especially the board gaming and miniatures gaming side of things, but I won't hold my breath. Yeah, Jill, as far as I understand from following the Embracer Group things about the last 2 years, Asmodee was the one making the money, and everybody else was just breaking even or even losing money to some description. So I'm hoping that Asmodee has enough liquid funds to survive the next 3 to 4 years. I'm guessing we'll see some kind of split within Asmodee itself sooner or later. Yeah, people don't lend money that easily anymore because it's not free. Because governments have started to collecting interests again. I feel uh, at a certain size of company, when it stops being about making a product and uh, delivering a quality good to your customer, it just becomes a we need to satisfy our investment return company, and it just shifts at a certain level, I feel. And I don't like companies getting that big that it starts to be, yeah, we have our corporate overlords that now siphon off all the good money. Yes, Demon Sub, it's badass coffee. Well, it's like badass coffee mug, but actually it's a homemade coffee. Shareholders, that's the word I was looking for. Yeah, shareholders are the worst. I feel every time a company goes publicly traded, it's just downhill from there. Yeah, Jill, capitalism has its benefits, but is there any debt hole in that coffee? I sure hope so not, because there's no debt hole in this area. No, no brown lemonade today. Hello, James. When did you sneak in? Oh, yeah, it's the fire sale special show. I I feel this is more fire sale than Jerry has actually predicted, because it's basically a company on fire right now. I'm not sure if the the head honchos of Asmodee are now losing sleep over that overburdening amount of 900 million euros debt gifted to them by Embracer. Ah. This is going to be an interesting year, I think. Oh, Dark Denigan did an analysis on that. I didn't catch that, James. Might you iterate on that? Oh no, Jill, I didn't get that. That Asmodee is closing the supply side for 3 to 4 weeks. All game stores were warned there will be no supply in that time. Well, I'm still in the on the emailing list from Asmodee Germany. They haven't said anything like that, so maybe there's already some splitting off. Oh, that one, James. Yeah, I've seen that. Um, Asmodee assets aren't as volatile as one of the other game companies that are being split off that far. I agree. Also, price hike. Yeah, that's a given. But also, I feel that this would be the time to cut games they haven't been really supporting to any larger degree, like Star Wars Armada. That could be on the chopping block. Oh, that doesn't sound good. Too good, Jill. Our main distributor that covers all our TCGs, most board games, Star Wars Legion, Marvel, Crisis Protocol, accessories, and role-playing product, will be closing temporarily towards the end of this month for some movies changes in their end. Hence why there is so many inbound deliveries now. As we try to stock up to cover 3 to 4 weeks, it will be likely to take them to dispatch orders again. Orinoco, I know you're saying this partially to get me all riled up, but I feel there's too much truth in it. At the same time, 3D printers aren't there yet. Not really. Yeah, Demon Sub, officially Armada is on hold for, I think, about 2 years now, since maybe even 3, when Asmodee told Fantasy Flight to switch all the miniature related stuff, Legion, X-Wing, and Armada, to Atomic Mass Games. And the first thing Atomic Mass Games did was, yeah, Armada will be continued, but we're not developing new stuff in the future. So they are still producing stuff and selling stuff. And I think there's even still support for organized play, but that's about it. There hasn't been a new set for Armada in ages. Oh, Dutch shareholders will love it once they can figure out how to sell an STL that has a limited print run. I'm just hoping that this really... It would be a shame if games would not see the light of day just because some greedy ass bastard couldn't keep the hands in their pockets. Oh, Dutch, that discussion about one-use STLs has been as old as 3D printing. I do remember having that talk with Jerry on this very show for ages ago, what it feels like, that Games Workshop would then be into it. Yeah, James, I think they will be consolidating things. I'm not sure how the supply is outside Europe, but I know that one of the last things Asmodee / Embracer acquired was the Blackfire Studios distribution service in and for the European German market. So who knows what will happen next? But let's face it, even if Asmodee is shutting down its operation completely within the next 12 months and is selling off everything else and all games are getting discontinued, we still have a fuck ton of games out there to be playing, and the ones we have we can still play. So James, they might not manage a completely one-use STL, but I'm guessing once 3D printing is as cheap and as quick as injection molded plastics, prices will come down for production. At the same point, prices for buying stuff will stay the same, so profit will go brrr. Yeah, that's why you won't get STLs, but you get 3D printed miniatures sold to you in stores, in boxes, sitting on shelves. They will be 3D printed, but they will be made cheaper than the current method of injection molding. Or might even be when a company like Games Workshop that owns a chain of retail stores actually puts on a printer in the store and you can mail in your order and say, I need 20 new Orc Boys, and then the printer just goes and you're getting your Orc Boys. The most annoying part about that would be if you were getting complete models, Bitsbox are going to go the way of the dodo because there will be no bits. Yeah, it's an interesting time for our hobby because the technology is actually changing at a neck-breaking pace. And while we're on the subject of buying stuff, I got a delivery today. No, yesterday. Sorry. So, the most interesting thing, for me at least currently, is this one. It's by the company that's responsible for painting, for judging other people's paint jobs. It's Iron Maiden miniatures. And to be fair, I knew that these were gaming pieces, and I knew they wouldn't be proper miniature size, but somehow I was under the impression they would be a bit bigger. But they, yeah, not that big, actually. Let me get one out. So here's the trooper. The trooper? Won't focus. And now, to have a point of reference, size-wise, here's a sparkly Primaris Marine. So, yeah. 28 mil-ish. Nah, it's set number 1, not $1, sadly. So this set contains the trooper, the samurai, the real live one, power slave, somewhere in time, and the Grim Reaper. But the actual detailing is nice for board, especially if you take into consideration that these are board gaming pieces. The other thing I got myself, and I almost feel a little bit dirty about it, but they just are so cute. Gnomes. Lovely, lovely gnomes. I think these will be a palette cleanser of sorts. They will be done somewhere in the interim when the current block of stuff is painted up. And last but not least, Star Wars Legion, 5th brother, 7th sister. Though I really have to say, I'm not sure why they went and did the weird movement thing on the lightsaber. That just looks so stupid. I really don't like it. That's going off. That's getting cut off, filed off, however. No, they're just plastic kits like the Gretchens were. Two sprues with many parts, and they need to be assembled at some point. But they're just too cute. And I think if everything works out, I'm going to paint them like We Free Men or Smurfs, depending on how you look at it. So they're going to be blue. I think there's a project in the OTT system that also does We Free Men, so maybe I'm going to nick some ideas there. Yeah, Jill, I know. I've seen the update on your project today. At least I think it was your project, wasn't it? Blue Wash. I'm blue, I'm a dee da die. So to sum it all up, shit's on fire. I buy stuff. Jerry's sick. I hope you lot are doing better. It's the worst time. So Jill is currently painting on her Wii Free Man right now, which is the appropriate thing to do on a hobby hangout, doing actual hobby. Is anybody else doing hobby right now? I'm sure not. I should have, but I couldn't be bothered. Good night, Dutch. Sea bases. James, for any game in particular, or just sea bases in general for the occasional sea base needed game? Watching Wash dry demon sub. Yeah, that's the most exciting thing. Orinoco's removing Flash from 2009's vintage Mantic Elves. 2009 isn't vintage? Dave is supposed to make some magnetic bases. Muldroth get better soon. Well, yes, for Mantic it might be vintage, quote unquote. James, waiting to publish a project until the OTT server lets you upload images. Good luck with that, Skipper! Oh, Deadly, your current project is too big. What is it? Is it some kind of terrain? Or are you now a member of the Titans Owner Club? Oh, speaking of big stompy robots, ever since the debacle of shipping costs over at the Battletech Kickstarter, yeah, they removed the amounts of shipping from the backer kit, but ever since then, as radio silence. Because, yeah, they need to figure out how much everybody needs to pay now. To be fair, James, they did say it would take some time to figure things out and that we shouldn't be expecting news. I think before May was the wording. I mean, they just need to get it right the next time they put in any amount of shipping costs. Because if that goes south again, ooh, there will be some some outcry in the community. James, I'm not sure if they didn't consider it or if they just were under the impression that if they use the means of a distributor like what's it called again? They're using Masterclass something that they would be accounting for all those things. But other than that, yeah, probably would help to have somebody with expertise about foreign VAT systems. But then again, if you look at the numbers, the Kickstarter is insanely backed within the US. In fact, let me just check. I think the Mercenary Kickstarter was something about 80% US. And yes, that isn't really an excuse for anything, but still makes it more relatable if they miss certain things. So, Mercenaries. Community. It's... So, 23,000 people have backed it. And nearly 16,000 are from the US. Almost 2,000 from Canada. So that's, let's say, 6,000 rest of the world. United Kingdom 1,489, Germany 1,129, Australia 1,039. And then there's a big gap, and the next one is Spain with 214. So it's basically all of the English-speaking countries plus Germany. Yeah, James, that's the thing. They were talking about having Quartermaster. That's the one they use. They would be doing the distribution, and they would have a European shipping hub, especially to make the promise come true about almost like local delivery fees, which I'm still highly doubting that they will go anywhere near that number that actually would be paid. As I've put out in the initial forum topic, if I would take 2 boxes of Battletech and some bits and bobs and put it in a parcel and ship it within Germany, that's €6. Full stop. Yeah, the store software from Catalyst is broken beyond belief. I'm not sure who programmed that. That thing is just that can't be taken seriously. I think there's some automation in the background that's actually adding fees and stuff regardless of what you're buying. So, yeah. I'm happy to pay to be backing their products and buying them locally, but I'm not going to order from their website. That's never going to happen unless I win the lottery. If I ever win the lottery, I won't tell anybody, but there will be signs. Ah, gaming gods, you are so weird. Oh, James, I wouldn't bet on finding cheap flights, as I had tried to look. Oh no, I was looking at cost of flying over to the UK for reasons, or Ireland for reasons. Nah, not anymore. I think the days of ultra cheap flights going from one country to the next is almost over. you might get it on some kind of weird last minute sale, just if they shell out the last ticket just to have the plane full. But yeah, James, but when did you do that? And Berlin, UK isn't really the same as Europe, America. I'm betting transatlantic flights are way more expensive. But then again, even if uh, the the amount of time it would take for you to go there, grab the T-shirt, and go back. I mean, total time delivery would be faster than probably than getting it sent, but you would be out of your time. But you do you. I'm not setting foot in that country for reasons. I feel if I ever would be visiting the US, there would be somebody waiting for me. And not in the kind way. I'd either be getting locked up, or Crispin would be waiting with his double-fisted taco holder, Jesus Cross butt plug thing. Yeah, it's insane, Demon. It's and the worst part is things that are getting made for BattleTech mostly don't originate from the US. They are being made in China or whatever. I'm pretty sure that the last Kickstarter, the stuff got delivered to European distribution hubs directly from China, but I wouldn't bet on it. But however that is going to go, yeah, I'm sure I'm going to get my miniatures. Yeah, Demon Sub. If I go to the US, I will take Ben with me, and that's going to be a interesting thing. Yeah, but that's still £100, and that's, I'm guessing, only the ticket. There's always fees adding to that. I need to get to Hamburg. I mean, in Ireland, potentially, I don't need to worry about transportation as much. Hopefully. It's on a very long list of, if I ever have the surplus money, I will do X, Y, and Z. One of the things will be making a holiday trip with my family. And maybe we shouldn't go visit the US. Maybe we should just invite all the crazy people from there over to here. So get Crispin over here and put them with Ben on the telly and see what happens. Would make entertaining TV, I think. What I actually would like to have again would be the what we had years ago, a direct ferry from Hamburg to England. It took 24 hours, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it was an overnight transportation, but that was fun. I'm not sure I would want to sleep in Warren's basement. He has lasers and stuff. he might try eye surgery on me. I wouldn't want to risk that. Maybe by the time I make it over to Ireland, maybe at that time Lloyd's shed will be dry. And Rome will be built. This will make no sense whatsoever to anybody listening and watching this on YouTube later who isn't part of the OTT community. I'm sorry. Oh, have they taken up ferrying again? Because actually the it was an actually car ferry from Hamburg to England back in the day. 30 years ago. What do you want of me, Blofeld? I want you to die, Mr. Bond. Money. The source of all evil. Oh, well, then it would have been an interesting tour getting to Hamburg, but would you have been able to... So there would be a tour to Hamburg, I'm guessing a daytime stay, and then going back to England. Well, that sounds reasonable. And I'm pretty sure some people attending Hamburg Tactica that arrive via train or car from within Germany have paid almost exactly the same. There are ways of getting to England in relatively cheaply ways, but that's all relatively, and the most cost driving part of that is you need to get to those places in the first. The train down to it was twice the price. Yeah, what's with British Rail and prices? Is there some kind of... Do you get anything special with that? I do remember when I was in, again, 30 plus years ago back in Eastbourne, train rides were cheap. You get a seat if you're lucky. Oh, fucking hell. Oh god, I wish I hadn't asked. You can get a cancelled seat reservation for free, bad back and sicky seats. Yeah, I'm guessing so. Traveling by car is much more affordable than in that. I mean, it's not for free that you're riding here in Germany, but at least it's more or less reasonable, even if most of the time going by car is still cheaper and quicker. For example, Tactica, I could have gone via train. That would have been 40 euros back and forth. A 1 hour train journey for £75. Jeebus Christ butterscotch. Let me think. 1 hour train ride, that would be from here to Bremen is half an hour. Last time I looked, it was about 15 euros. Well, that's MacLeod, and they're not only at the airport, they're also at the what you call it, port. MacLeod being one of the biggest, what you call those, transportation companies. How did we end up at this topic? Distribution, that's the problem. Yeah. Yeah, so coming back to our main topic, which is shit's on fire. Asmodee is literally getting dumped on. How is that even legal? I don't get it. Well, I'm guessing the answer is sometimes travel is cheaper. Exception may apply. Terms and conditions apply. Ask your doctor or your chemist for details. Well, given that it's morally wrong, I think this is beyond any discussion. If that amount of money is involved, it's completely morally bankrupt. Hello, welcome. I mean, even being able to amass 900 million in debt is something I would consider being immoral. Could be, James, could be. Or, and this would be even worse, Asmodee themselves start cutting flesh from their own bone, splitting up into separate entities again, and then putting the debt on some other company to get back into liquid form. Either way, I'm pretty sure the ones on top in charge, the CEOs and everybody else of the what do you call them, Thai faction, is getting paid handsomely. It's the small artist that is working for that one single game, the poor lad that's working in the distribution center packing boxes, that's really going to feel the brunt of it. Yeah, James, but how do you do you define unprofitable companies if you're getting a head start with 900 million debt? Nobody is profitable at that point. Crispin, we were talking about you. Helco. Enjoying some badass coffee. We're talking about Asmodee being kicked to the curb. Ah. I mean, wouldn't it be such a ridiculous high amount of money? I'm guessing that somebody would snag up the company, but at 900 million. Oh, Crispin, you have been living under the rock. Oh, let me show you. Embracer is diverging their companies into three parts. One being Asmodee, getting kicked to the curb with 900 million. Debt, that is. And then there will be Coffee Stain and Friends, which will be a video gaming development company. And then there will be... what did they call it? Let me see. Middle-earth Enterprises and Friends. Yeah. We'll be developing immersive world-class entertainment IPs, including Lord of the Rings, leveraging in-house AAA capabilities and formidable partnerships. So basically just another way of making more money from that one IP. Time will tell, Crispin. We will see what Asmodee does with this. I'm hoping they will recover, but it's a number. It's a big ass number. Here's hoping. Yeah, no Star Wars from Asmodee. And the weird thing is, since they are cutting Lord of the Rings as an extra company away, technically there shouldn't be any games, any Lord of the Rings games coming out then from Asmodee. Games Workshop will be with BlackRock. Oh boy. Oh lordy. I don't want to imagine what will happen if BlackRock really gets a complete hold of that company. That's going to be interesting. James, I'd be almost agreeing with you there if I hadn't said I would be buying miniatures with the money. Which technically I have. Yeah. Again, hot up when I have my own place with a bigger room for my hobby stuff, then we might actually have a hot tub. A cozy little one where I can sit in all by myself. Having all the bubbly bubblies going up. And it will be green, just for green screen effect. I mean, what other way of spending money would there be? Oh, you flocking horrible person you are, James. Thank you very much. Oh noes. The coffee's empty. Oh noes. What do I do now? I know what I'm going to do. Oh, what's this? I think I will pour one. For all the poor lads, lasses, ladies, and everything else that are getting sacked with this action from Embracer Group. Because let's face it, there will be people losing jobs and potentially livelihoods, which is a terrible shame. So here's a sip of whiskey to all those who are now just potentially shitting their pants, which I can't blame them. More coffee would be an interesting thing, but I would have to get up and make some. So, welcome. You're late to the party. Cheap views on stream, boo. You can go and fuck yourselves. Where's that chat message? Next. Spam. Go away. Spam. Next. Timestamp. 22:01 and block off. And gone. Yeah, ban hammers are a nice thing. Why is my music off? Bloody YouTube. Ah, that's much better. Ah. Spam, spam, spam. We've got spam, 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 bacon, and spam. We need more silly fun in this world. Yes, James, I've seen the legally distinct cram and Fallout, also the deviled eggs and the sugar bombs and what else was there? Nuka-Cola, of course. There's one thing that really annoyed me about the whole adaptation of the Fallout video game universe by Amazon. The vaults look perfect. The characters are absolutely in place. Story, yeah, it's nice. But, and if I tell you this and you will look at the TV series, you will never be able to unsee it. The cars are wrong. They are completely the wrong cars. Because the cars in the Fallout game are unique. And the ones they are using for the TV show are actually existing cars. So this is totally... I think the worst offender was in the 3rd or 4th episode when the female lead and the mutant cowboy went into the hospital. There was a cab in front of that, which was actually a later 70s or 80s model with straight lines, not even curved. Yeah, then I can't blame them for cutting cost at that point, because it would have been ridiculous to make crap cars just for stuff. But at the same time, they could have just made CGI its a static image. But then again... Yeah, and especially the vault sets do look really nice. Though I'm a bit astounded that there are so many vaults that are sitting right on top of the surface. What do you mean I've turned into a button counter, you wank job? It's not a button, it's a bloody car. Also, I'm very disappointed because there's not so as many robots in the series as I would have liked. There's one Mr. Handy, which is nice, and a dead assault droid at the very beginning. But where's the rest? Where's the rest of the good looking robots from all of the other episodes? But Amazon has confirmed a second what you call it season, and judging by the last picture from the last episode, that's going to be interesting. Yeah, deadly, but that was not even something that was from the series, the Brain in a Jar bot. Yeah, it should be full of robots, and I'm pretty interested in how they will be picking up the story trail from the game that hints at. A 40k show. I think that ship has sailed. I don't think there will be anything coming from that direction. And if there's something coming, I'm not sure if it's going to be good. But then again, I'm a harsh critic, so also it might just not be for me. So that's fine too. There's enough. We are spoiled for choice. There's just so much entertainment being shoved down our throats. Yeah, James, but that would mean they would take the route of having spoilers. The end for Fallout New Vegas being House is staying in control over New Vegas. Which could be an interesting choice. I can't remember what ending I chose. I think I sided with the NCR. No, if I remember correctly, it's past New Vegas because Shady Sands, the destruction of Shady Sands is after New Vegas, but I might be wrong on that. I'm I'm pretty sure somebody has put up a timeline somewhere, so we might look that up later. Yeah, it's a timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly thing. Let's see if I can find something quickly. Of course there's a timeline. Let's see, where's the game is. Oh, that's a generic timeline. That's not what I wanted. Hold on a sec. I think I'm going to... Tactics... Brotherhood of Steel... that's just... that's not helping. Well, I guess somebody will have made something up. Does Fallout take place before or after the Elder Scrolls? I'm guessing it's before. Yeah, Dandy, that's my understanding as well, that the TV series is after all the games. So that's why I'm thinking whatever happens in the second season, if it has to do anything with New Vegas, that will be interesting. I mean, if Shady Sands is completely destroyed, maybe New Vegas is now the new capital of the new Californian Republic. Who knows? Or maybe it has been falling to disarray. Crispin, yes, I've seen the works that the people do on Fallout 4 London mod, and I'm really looking forward to when they finally release that bloody thing, if they ever do. Then I think that point has been clarified by Todd Howard, so that the actually nuking more or less is shortly after New Vegas, if I remember correctly. But then again, it's yeah, it's a video game. So, quick question for the audience who have played the Fallout video games. Which one was your favorite, and why? I think my favorite was actually the Fallout 4 for a very odd reason. I like the building of the base. It's just I've spent countless hours building base. Dark Danigan is playing one right now. Which one? Is it Shelter? $76. Oh, that's my least favorite of them all. New Vegas for the human factions. Yeah, New Vegas definitely has some really quirky things. Hello, Nick. Welcome. Tactics is... I think that's one I've never played, actually. Did you know in New Vegas there's the monorail? And I've seen a documentary and they explained how they made the monorail work. If I remember correctly, it was something like, yeah, the monorail is actually some kind of hat for a off-screen character that's running along the rails. So that's how that works. Good night, Demons Up. Thanks for stopping by. I know that I've played 3, 4 and New Vegas with all their DLC in equal amounts to some degree. I tried playing 1 and 2 after the fact, but somehow it didn't really work the same way I like. Well, franchise-wise, I think Fallout is more my cup of tea. It's just... It just feels so complete and at the same time realistic and not real in the slightest. It's just... It hits all the right spots. Yeah, and Fallout 76 is actually my least favorite because when that thing was new and I was in a test server at the very beginning, I despised being with other people in the Fallout universe. It's just, I mean, the games are literally you're the lone wanderer, you're on your mission to do X, and all of a sudden there's other people talking. Yeah, Doug, I think what the team behind the TV series actually accomplished was telling a story without the need of explaining every little bit of background. It's like all the little Easter eggs for the people who know the universe, like deviled eggs and everything else. It's just, yeah, you know what it is, and you have a giggle about it, and other people just see them eating, so it's not really a thing. Metro is a complete different beast, I feel, because Metro is way too close to home, too realistic, too grimy. I don't know. I love the games, but they are just, maybe it's because they're too dark. And even Fallout can be a very gory game. You can play it completely or almost completely violent free. Orinoco, that's mostly it. Yeah, it's basically 50s tech but nuclear. So imagine anything they could have think of in the 50s. That's how they did it. I mean, the biggest thing in Fallout games is, and I see that some other people are talking to that in the chat, is that even you have a main mission which you want to accomplish, you're getting so much distraction in these games. I mean, literally, Fallout 4 is, you are in a cryogenic chamber sleep. You see your other half being murdered and your kid being taken away. And the first thing you do when you get out should be looking for your kid. And I just went and did other things. I think it was, I don't know how many hours into the game when I finally got back onto main story time. And future imagined in the 50s of America, that's the whole design aesthetic. Is, I think that's, they just did. Yeah, Sean. Who's Sean? Whoever heard of Sean? There's a dog you need to take care of, and there's a city to be rebuilt, and another settlement needs my help. I mean, just having the ability to set up multiple settlements, have them connected and share resources was just felt right, and it worked, and you were building a community in a larger scale, which was awesome. And let's not forget Mama Murphy and her visions. Good times. Yay! CRISPR love bot. As long as you don't have reported Mr. Crispin himself. So, anybody has any thoughts left on the subject of Asmodee being cunts, Fallout being a nice TV show, and sadly Jerry not being here? If not, I'm going to call it a day. Get your votes in now! I wish we see some positives from Asmodee, James. I really do. Also, I hope they do a press release on their own to say what they will actually be doing in the future with all that debt. Let me just check if they have something. Nope. Not really. Latest press release is a Arkham Horror thingamajig. Well, here's hoping. Yeah, there's it's a possibility that people that are talented and are actually doing well for their own will leave Asmodee and start their own ventures, but this will still be having a bad effect on the games that are currently made, developed, and distributed by Asmodee. To be frank, I'm scared shitless that they might actually just axe games and companies like Atomic Mass Games and just say, yeah, no, you're not making enough money. You're going away. But maybe Atomic Mass Games just splits and goes off for themselves. Potentially could work. I don't want to be in those people's shoes, to be honest. Ornoko, I'm not sure if that would make any difference, because if they even pick up the Star Wars license, it would be a license to make a Star Wars miniature game. I'm not sure that if Atomic Mouse Games would be shut down, if there would be a continuation of any of those products. So basically, doesn't really matter what company would be getting that license. Fallout Minis Risen. I've only got the starter set, and the starter set I got was PVC, which is a bit of a pain in the arse. It's not as bad as I would have expected them, but I think most of the other boxes are resin, but don't quote me on that. I'm still trying not to look at the Modifius website with their 33% discount currently running. Though I'm tempted to buy the TV series box set, the Hollywood thingamajigs. But that's on pre-order, so might get it done later. Yes, I know there's a lot of nice things. And if you're one that has a 3D printer and is into the ones and zeros, now might be actually the time to grab some of the terrain. I couldn't tell you how the game is, James. I bought the bloody box set just prior to the pandemic on a sale. I've painted all the minis and I haven't played a single game. Orinoco is waiting for the TV series car set. You wanker. I mean, judging from the tutorials I've watched and the rule set that itself, it's not that hard. But then again, there's a reason why they're bringing out factions, which is supposedly being a cut down version. Oh, Dark Delegate, so it's basically suffering from the same thing as Blood Bowl, with having rules sitting in the almanac in the rule set and some white dwarf. Yeah, Humble Bundle has had multiple Fallout stuff from Modifius. I think I even have some STL files. Let me take a look at my little storage container here. Yeah, I've got some STL files. So I've got the Vertibird, various terrain expansions, the APC, and the Poster Girl. They were part of a Fallout package. That's why I'm using highly flammable liquids to clean my interiors. Because of the STDs. Maybe I should just send those files off to people I know. To have them print stuff that they will never use. Jerry needs his Dettol for himself and his lemon sip and everything else. In case you're watching this right now because you're not watching on YouTube, Jerry, get well soon, man. You need to be back in health, because a weekender without you will be quite boring, to be frankly. Unless Ben is getting riled up again for some odd reason. Yes. Embrace her, Goop. What are you doing? You wankers. I think we're going to call it quits for tonight. I thank everybody for being here. I thank everybody for watching this later on YouTube. There's buttons and bells and whistles and you know the stuff. I hope to be back next week with a Jerry and a more relaxed topic and not so seriously things. Hello and good night, Ewok Kebab, Mr. Trainman. Have a good one. See you in the chat.